You know, there are scary stories, and then there are stories that just get under your skin and stay there for days. What's the secret sauce? It's not just about jump scares. It's about that deep, psychological dread. Today, we're going to tear apart a ghost story that is an absolute masterclass in terror. We'll see exactly how it turns a simple tale into something you won't forget.
So, all the best horror stories, they start with a really simple, almost elegant recipe, right? And this one, oh man, this one kicks off with 3 perfect ingredients for terror. You've got one night, one friend, and one corpse. That's it. It's so simple, but it's not just setting the scene. It's basically a promise that things are about to get very, very dark.
Okay, so our story begins with an absolute classic. And it's a classic for a reason. That late-night knock on the door. You know the one. It instantly plays on our deepest fears, right? The idea that your home is your safe space, your sanctuary, and with just that one sound, bam! That illusion is completely shattered. It's like chaos just invited itself inside.
And listen, if you're expecting a slow burn, forget it. This story throws us right into the deep end. We're talking a span of just 10 minutes here. Our main guy, Madhav, goes from doing something totally normal, like getting ready for bed, to staring at a dead body. This super fast timeline is just brilliant. It's meant to make you feel just as panicked and thrown off as he is.
Now, pay close attention to Ramlal's reaction. What's the first thing he says? It's not, "Oh no, this is terrible," or "we have to call someone." Nope, it is pure, unfiltered panic. The story does something really smart here. It shifts the problem from a human tragedy to, well, a logistical nightmare. The main conflict isn't how do we mourn this person, it's how do we get rid of this body?
Well, desperate times, right? They call for desperate measures. And Madhav's plan is about as desperate as it gets. He comes up with the idea of taking the body to the old shmashana, the cremation ground. In any good horror story, the location is basically another character. And let me tell you, a deserted cremation ground in the middle of the night, that character is screaming death, restless spirits, and total, terrifying isolation.
Okay, so they've got a body, they've got a plan. Sounds straightforward enough, right? Not even close. This is the exact moment where the story takes a hard left turn. It stops being just a crime thriller and dives headfirst into full-blown supernatural horror. Suddenly, getting rid of a body is going to seem like the easiest problem they have.
And then, the impossible happens. I mean, literally. They just turn their backs for a split second, and when they look back, the body's gone. Vanished. Now, this isn't just a clever plot twist. It's a full-on attack on their sense of reality. The question isn't just, hey, where'd the body go? It's more like, okay, what kind of terrifying game are we playing now, and what are the rules? You see how the story is messing with us here? It's doing the same thing to the characters. For a second, you're thinking, is this some kind of sick joke? Or maybe their minds are just cracking under the pressure. And that little bit of doubt, that ambiguity, it's such a brilliant move. It makes everyone, including us, question their own sanity before we even jump to, oh, it must be a ghost.
But then they find it. Right back where it was.
And just like that, the true nature of this haunting becomes crystal clear. And it's terrifying. This isn't just some random ghost trying to spook them. No, this is a psychological game. It's a cruel, calculated game of cat and mouse. And the goal is to completely break their minds long before anything physical ever happens to them. You know, the best kind of horror, it doesn't just jump out and yell boo. It starts with a whisper, and then it slowly builds to a scream. And this story is an absolute masterclass in that. It starts with something impossible. The body disappears. Then it gets creepy. The hands start to tremble. Then it becomes unthinkable. The corpse actually speaks. And finally, the moment of pure terror, it sits up. Every single step is like another sledgehammer to their reality.
So, the corpse speaks. But get this, its first words are totally not what you'd expect. It's not some demonic threat or a spooky curse. It's a plea for dignity, a demand to have its last rites performed properly. This one simple request just adds this whole new layer of mystery to everything. Suddenly you realize, wait a minute, this isn't some mindless monster. This is a soul, and it's on a mission.
That plea for dignity, that's what sets up the entire climax of the story. Think about it. The one place they picked to hide their secret, that terrifying cremation ground, well, it's about to become the stage for a massive, horrifying revelation.
It's like the truth itself is clawing its way out, and it absolutely refuses to be buried.
So as they get to the cremation ground, it's like the world itself just decides to turn on them. A crazy storm kicks up, the wind starts carrying the sound of laughter from nowhere, and that feeling of being watched, it becomes completely unbearable. They are totally, utterly alone, completely exposed, and you just know they are right on the edge of learning something awful.
And that's it. Game over. The playing around is done. When the corpse sits up this one last time, there's no pleading in its eyes. It's just pure, burning rage. You can feel it. An explanation is coming, and you better believe so is justice. And here it is, the big reveal, the moment the whole story just flips on its head. That story Ramlal told about a tragic accident? A total lie, a complete fabrication. Suddenly, this isn't just a ghost story anymore, is it? It's a murder mystery. And the ghost is the star witness. The real monster was never the corpse. It was the friend standing right next to our hero the entire time.
Madob's reaction, it's exactly how we feel, right? Just pure gut punch disgust. And that line is really the core of the horror in this story. Because the scariest part isn't the supernatural stuff, it's the ice-cold reality of human evil. It's the sickening, stomach-turning feeling of being betrayed by someone you trusted.
So now that the truth is out, the story just rockets towards its brutal, brutal ending. The goal isn't to get away anymore, oh no. The focus is now 100% on payback. A sentence is about to be served, and we're right there to watch it happen.
And then it begins. Payback time. The spirit is done being a victim. It rises up with this incredible, terrifying strength, and it physically drags the murderer onto the funeral pyre, the same pyre that was meant for its own body. See, in this story, justice isn't some abstract idea. It's a physical, violent, and absolutely terrifying force.
But wait, the spirit's not done yet, not even close. It turns to Madhav and gives him this impossible demand. To achieve mukti, spiritual freedom, the murderer has to burn right alongside its body. Just like that, Madhav isn't just a witness anymore. He's being drafted. He's being forced to take part in this brutal, supernatural act of justice.
I mean, can you imagine that choice? It's impossible. Let a murderer walk free or become an executioner yourself. In the end, Madhav makes his choice. He picks a side, he steps up, torch in hand, and he carries out the spirit's terrifying sentence. He lights the pyre. The final scene, it's not even something you see, really. It's what you hear. This horrifying duet just fills the night. On one hand, you have the agonizing screams of the sinner as he burns, and on the other, the triumphant, free laughter of his victim. It's an ending that's weirdly satisfying, but at the same time, completely and utterly bone-chilling. So, what are we supposed to take away from all this? I mean, this story gives us this raw, primal kind of justice that, let's be honest, you can't help but root for, but it also leaves us with this really uncomfortable question, doesn't it? When you take away all the rules, all the laws, all the courts, is there really any difference at all between justice and revenge?